Oh my goodness, you guys, I am so flat out and getting nowhere fast. You know that dream where you're trying to run and you just can't move? Well, that's my life at the moment. So let me pop you up here on the tripod so I can take you through some of the things that have been going on here in the land of gumleaf crochet. You know what? I didn't even mean to have a break. It just happened. Life got in the way, and let me tell you, I'm not too happy about that either. I'll pop this down, bring you in a bit closer, and we'll have a chat. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Cheers to you guys. My brain is literally spinning. I've got things that need doing that need to have something else done beforehand that can then help you to do that thing that needed doing. Do you know what I mean? I bet you do. I bet you know exactly what I mean. It's just nothing is simple at the moment for me. There's so many steps and processes to the things I have to do that I have to wait for, and I am finding that overwhelming and really quite frustrating. So let me show you some of the things that I have actually achieved over the past few weeks. One of them was getting back to everybody and replying to all comments, emails and messages. That takes quite some time, but at this point in my YouTube journey, I want to reply to everyone. Okay, I think you all deserve my response if you have put in the effort yourself to send me a message. And you know what? It's not hard to reply because your messages are just so nice and so lovely. They are, what would you say? Heart fluttering. So I do spend quite a lot of time replying to messages, and that's a-okay. So what I have done in and around those times is nearly finish this yarn bombing project. Okay, we have a background. Then I've got 3 gum leaves that I made, and I really like the way this surface stitch looks. I think it really adds to what could be just a bit of a plain old leaf, but I'm really happy with those. I made 2 of these little flowering gums, the little gum nut on the top, and this is the flower, but I'm actually going to cut them off probably about halfway. So I have to just pick up all my pieces and at some stage this week sew them onto the backing and drop this down so it can be included in the big yarn bombing project that we're having. I've been dyeing yarn, and I had to again dye some yarn up before I could move forward with other projects as well. That was part of the cog in that wheel that was holding me up. So I have a custom order hanging out on the drying rack outside, but I'll show you what I've made here. I have made the last 3 skeins of yarn that I need for my little grandson's blanket. His name is Emmerich and he lives in Townsville. And this is made from 4-ply yarn, and it has near on broke me, you guys. Honestly, it has pushed me to my limits. Hence it's taken so long, but I will make sure I get there. I'll get there eventually. Maybe ready for this year's winter, we'll have to see. So that was one of the things I had to get done. It was an absolute must. Then the other thing, while I was dyeing, because once I've got the pots and pans out, it's kind of a big endeavour and there's a big cleanup that goes with it. So I don't tend to just do a little bit of dyeing at a time. I try and do, you know, that little bit more to make use of the effort. So after our granny blanket that we're going to make next, oh, it's killing me, you guys. I really want to get into it, but geez, there's things to do. I have dyed up these skeins, how can I show you? And this will be made into a men's shawl. Shawl, scarf, not sure what shape just yet. I'm actually thinking I'd like to do a triangle because I don't see why a man can't wear a triangle, especially when you live in a cold country and you'll have it pushed down underneath your shirt, or you know, your long sleeve tee that you've got on, or a jumper. So it's not going to be one of these things that he puts over his shoulders and people think, oh, that's a bit feminine. I do want it to be quite large for a man, and just so he's got lots of real estate to be able to wrap himself in. So that's 5 100-gram skeins of double knit or 8-ply yarn. I'm really happy with the colours. I'm really, really happy, and I think he will like those. So that's for just a little bit later on. And also my little granddaughters are requesting a beanie and a scarf. So I made this one, which is just, it kind of reminds me of a strawberry. It's a very pale pink with some small speckles of pink and red. So that's for baby Darcy. She's going to get a beanie out of that one. Myself and her mum have checked out the patterns, and Isabel wants me to make one of those beanies that you have a little long thing up here and tie a knot, and I think that would look so cute. She also wants me to make a little strawberry to sit next to it. Izzy loves strawberries. She loves fruit. She's even got fruit tattoos. Anyway, so that's baby Darcy's skein. Then I have the 2 granddaughters that are 5 years of age, and of course they love Barbie. And this is what they wanted. Barbie colours. They want a beanie and a scarf, not only to wear in winter here, but we're going to go over to New Zealand and have some family time, all of us together. So they will need a beanie and a scarf when we go over there. So that's their request in colours, and I think that'll look great. The rest of the yarn in here will go into my shop update. I originally made these colours and I thought maybe the granddaughters would have liked this sort of pink, a real soft pink, but no, they wanted a hot Barbie pink. Now, while I've got you here, I want to explain something to you that you may never have heard before, or you may. If you buy hand-dyed yarn and you take a good look at it and you think, what's this? What's this dark blue speckle? Let me get one of Stephen's skeins. Now this one, I just put a very pale grey into speckle, and you've got red dots. So you might think to yourself, oh, this dyer hasn't done a very good job. Look, there's even yellow there. She hasn't done a very good job. She's mixed the wrong colours in on the skeins. Making up a colour for dye powder, they use multiple colours of dye particles. Does that make sense? So what happens is the yarn's hot, the water's hot, because you need it to be to make the speckle attach and not bleed. If you want to try and create little speckles like this, you need your yarn and your water really hot. But in doing so, that also breaks the dye particles that make up that colour. So this bluey grey colour also has red and yellow in it. And that's why you will see odd coloured speckles in your hand-dyed yarn. Honestly, I didn't know this too, and I once thought, why would that have that colour in it? But that's why. It's not because your yarn dyer is not very good at her job. It's just because of the nature of the dye. Okay? I just think that's a really good one to remember, and it'll save a bit of heartache if you're shopping and you notice those different colours in your yarn and you think, I don't want those colours in my yarn. But that's why they happen. Now, there's one other thing that I haven't told you yet, and I've been meaning to for ever so long. It is when you're storing either your yarn or your project made up from hand-dyed yarn, don't leave it in direct sunlight. I had a little trial accidentally. I'd left a skein of hand-dyed yarn on my table that was right in front of my window, and just a little tail was hanging off, and it was being touched by the sun every single day for I don't know how long. When I picked that skein of yarn up, the whole little tail piece disintegrated. It just went to dust. I could not believe it. So it really showed me how much the wool in this yarn can deteriorate. It really showed me firsthand how much this natural product can disintegrate due to excessive sunlight. So when you wash your garment or your blanket, you can wash it in the machine if you're using a superwash. If it's not a superwash product, you'll have to wash it by hand. Otherwise, you risk shrinking what you have made, and that's not very good either. So I do hang this yarn out to dry in the sun, but it's just for a short time. You can happily hang your blanket or your garment out in the sun and in the breeze so it can dry nicely. Then bring it in and store it in a drawer or your cupboard or somewhere away from direct sunlight. Okay, that was just something I wanted to share with you that might help you later on down the line. I've been doing video tutorials for our next project because some of you said how you would like to be pushed a little bit. You would like something that's not just the usual granny square to pop in the center of this blanket. And you can do all sorts of things with these. You know, it just gives you that possibility to create something a little bit more individual that you prefer. So I've done the cluster daisy. Now, of course, you can add as many more granny stitch rounds as you like. I've done the popcorn daisy. I've done a 3-dimensional flower with the granny stitch behind. I did succumb and I made the sunburst square. I put up a poll and you were all so nice saying the tutorial that I had done in the past would be okay. I was going to pop it in with the playlist, and it really gnawed away at me. We say to ourselves that we've got OCD when we like things to be matchy-matchy, but you know, that really is only a joke because a true OCD has a lot of life problems. So I would use the words, my OCD got the better of me, but I just wanted the colours and the yarn and the patterns to all match together, just for a nice experience for you all. So I appreciate those of you who responded to the poll, and I appreciate those who said, no, it's okay, we'll use the other one. But you know what now? It's going to be right there with the others and convenient for you. Then I did a circle in a square, and you can't really notice the circle because you know what stands out are these petals. So, you know, just in case you happen to like that one better, that's just another one you can choose from. Now, I want to do 2 more. I want to do a geometrical diamond center, and I want to do a heart center. So that way you've got lots of things to choose from. Then I will do Anne's classic granny square, which I'm going to be using myself. I'm going to do Anne's blanket exactly how she did it, okay, so that those who want to do it that way will follow along with me. Those of you who want to play a little and use different squares, or if you've got one of your own choice, that's a-okay as well. Let's see what we can make. There is absolutely nothing wrong with following the pattern because you may just love the end result of what Anne made with her granny blanket. And I do too. I think it looks fabulous. Now, I haven't had a chance yet to sit and ponder my yarn colours, but what came straight to mind for me for our granny blanket is the classic navy and parchment combination. I really like that. It's something that I used to wear many years ago, these two colours together. I haven't worn navy since my children were little. So, you know, I'm quite happy for it to have a comeback. So at this point in time, these are the two colours I'm going to use. Now, when we get underway with our blanket, what's going to happen is I'll do an instruction video. So we'll talk about all things size, weights, yarns, colours, patterns, everything that you'll need to know to make Anne's granny blanket, and then we can get underway. Our granny blanket has been weighing on my shoulders, not in a bad way, just in the way of the frustration that I have other commitments that need to be done prior to beginning this, because these companies that have given me products want their videos done now. And I kind of tried to explain that I'm trying to get a project underway, which to me is the highest priority. You ladies and gents are my highest priority. So I did put the videos off, but I still didn't make it in time. So what I need to do is, let me show you, a second video about the Strucket. The Strucket is a product where the strainer meets the bucket. Okay, I will pop a video up about this on Instagram on the 14th of April. I think that's this Tuesday. Then I need to do a video to pop up on here, and I'll show you all what it's all about. I thought it was a really handy idea, and I did use it for my hand dyeing yarn. And I have another product which I committed to because I believe in these two things. I certainly won't promote products that I wouldn't use, nor, you know, just didn't sit right with me. So I have these two beautiful rings. I don't know if you've noticed them lately. I haven't worn jewellery up until now because I grew out of all my jewellery. And plus, when I had a lot of nerve pain in my hands, I just didn't like to wear rings. But it's really nice to have one simple set of rings back on, and not lots. I'm just happy with the one. The company name for these rings is called Read Your Heart. So you can head over there and have a little look. It's a really good sale they have on at the moment. So I need to do a video for these beautiful rings to pop on here and to pop on Instagram. These are made from moissanite, so they are factory made gems, but they're just ever so beautiful, and it's affordable luxury is what I call it. They have a Mother's Day sale happening at the moment, so I will pop their link in my description. But I'm also waiting for more information from the company so I can make the video and get this thing done. And I wanted to put it up before I started our blanket project because I felt like it was going to be really weird to put these two things up in the middle of the blanket. And you can see what's going on here. It's going round and round and round, and I'm seeing myself coming from the other direction. Honestly, oh, it's mind-boggling. Have I ever told you how I need 8 arms? I need more than one of me. So that's what's going on in my life. Trying to get our things done and trying to honour commitments to two companies that I said yes to. So lessons learnt again. Big Jill learns another life lesson that I can't spread my mind thin. Because then what happens is I say silly things, like in the videos I made for those little squares. Instead of saying an invisible finish, I said a magic finish. Can you believe that? You wait till you see it. It just sounds so stupid. I do a magic finish, I say, with all the conviction in the world, not even picking up on the fact that I had said the wrong word. So there's a few little things there. I am a person who needs to focus on one job at a time. This spreading myself thin business with things going on all over the place doesn't work for me. So we figured that out. Are you like that as well? Is there anyone else out there like that? Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. I need methodical behavior so that I can just work through one thing at a time, step by step. You know what else? I have been thoroughly enjoying just how much you are using our community feed. Oh, some lovely projects have come through. It's just a nice thing to see, and you are also offering inspiration to others with your colours and the patterns you're using. So keep it up. That is such a lovely thing to do, and I really appreciate it, and I hope that all of you do too. I know some of you are having trouble finding it, and I find that if you're looking for it while you're using an iPad, it just doesn't seem to show up, and I don't know why. So to find the community feed, you really need a phone or a computer. I'm really sorry about that, because I understand why you would want to use an iPad, because you can see things better. Anyway, we can only do what we can do within our limits, can't we? And lastly, I have donated a blanket to the Cancer Council. I'll pop a picture up here of the blanket that I donated. So I hope they'll get lots of raffle tickets sold and can make some money to help out a wonderful cause. As much as I'm overwhelmed at the moment, it's okay. When I get over this hump, things will be just fine and back how we like it. Because we're not going travelling this year. Normally we want to duck off inland and go and investigate our country in the cooler weather. But with the petrol prices like they are, and we have a diesel car, that fuel has doubled in price, and there's also the concern of availability and will we get stuck out there. So what we're going to do instead is just take our caravan nearby within a few hours and go and investigate some campsites up in the mountains, on a river maybe. You know, the kids will come with us, so we'll just do that a few times to get out and about. And of course I'll take you on those trips with me. But instead of travelling all the way to Broken Hill and back and doing a big circle, because I bet I would want to go to Bendigo, to go to the Bendigo woolen mill while I'm down that way, I will have more time. So that makes me happy. That's not a bad thing at all in my books. So my job now for the rest of today is to make up a list and prioritise what needs doing, and then I can work through that, cross it off, and hopefully get back to us very soon, because us is where we belong. Oh, for the last 2 weeks I have been busting my gut to try and get back to talk to you, but like I said, so many things just needed happening. I am missing you all terribly. I miss our crochet routine, and I am working at getting it all back to our status quo. I look forward to getting our Granny Square tutorials up and getting our project underway. That's the way I like things best. Anyway, have a lovely weekend, everybody. I will see you during the week as soon as I possibly can. Bye for now. Lots of love. Bye.